So I was talking about my life in animal rescue, and I want to introduce you to Chris DeRose, who amazing book, by the way, In Your Face. It's not an easy read because it's the truth, and people. The hardest part about rescue is people just don't understand how dire the situations are. I got into it 2 decades ago. Primarily, I had a friend who was down in Katrina when Katrina hit, and Best Friends Animal Society. I got very involved with them, which is how I met Mr. Chris DeRose, and became a vegetarian in one day, and I've never turned back. I don't care if people eat meat. I get it, but I'm against the factory farming industry because it's so brutally cruel. And because I am a cancer patient, I understand that our food system, the FDA, screw them. Is that going to get me in trouble? Okay. It's all bullshit. But factory farmed animals, they live the most intensely cruel lives. They are so pumped full of drugs, hormones. They're not regulated. The government money that's supposed to be going to regulate the factory farming industry goes in the pockets of the politicians, California being the worst offender, which is why I got the hell out of there. But rescue is, and especially in states like California. I'm now in Wisconsin, and the dumping of animals is not as prevalent here. They don't understand, just like homelessness. If you look at Los Angeles or any major city, it's not reality up here, but it is a reality that I lived for 2 decades. And the dumping of animals, the abuse, I can tell you cases that are so disgusting that you would never sleep again with a full night's sleep. Mr. Chris DeRose, this awesome guy, what he's done, he went undercover. He's been shot point blank 11 times going undercover to infiltrate corrupt animal abuse situations. And if you don't think it exists, it's real. And like I've said before, in California, Texas, in a lot of places, these animals are being euthanized by the thousands every week. And they are gorgeous, loving, willing animals. I'm not going to go into detail about the whole theft ring of what goes on because it's too much for anybody who doesn't want to hear it to digest. It's just not good. But all of my kids here on this are saved. They are living the life of luxury, and they were all in those dire situations. And so I've learned to work with the government, different, state by state. And I've learned how to dedicate myself as an animal rescuer. I'm not a radical. Like I said, you eat meat, that's not my fight. I've got tons of friends up here that raise cattle on beautiful open green fields. They end up going to meat. Not my cup of tea. I couldn't do it, but I'm certainly not going to judge you if you do. As long as they live a dignified life and they die a dignified, sane, way, then it's not my fight. My fight is factory farming industry. And again, getting back to my cancer, when we look at the cancer rates we have in this world right now, if you don't think it's related to food and pharmaceuticals, then think again, because it is absolutely. And so, the more selective you can be in understanding what you're putting into your body. Hang on, because I'm going to show you what I'm putting into mine right now. And I just think there's an awareness that is being ignored, and the billions of dollars in the industry are causing it to be ignored. But animal rescue is where it's at, and it's not easy. It is so hard. It is so painful. It is, I give my heart to the veterans and people who have served this country, and the PTSD, the police officers, the absolute humans that have given their life to so much, and they live and deal with the aftermath. And I'm not likening rescue to that, but in some ways it's very the same. I live with PTSD. I've been mauled. My chin's been ripped off. My cheek's been ripped off. My forehead's been ripped off. This finger that doesn't function was ripped off and amazingly reattached. And I wouldn't trade it for the world, because they're innocent, and anything innocent needs help. And I'm going to start to cry, so I got to end this here. Thanks.